Feel free to take some sips.
I don't hate it too much. I might. We'll see. We shall see. I'm going to turn this iPad on.
And we're back.
We're back. It's Thursday.
It's Thursday. We're live.
I also am trying to get out of the mindset that I'm in because we just caught up on Love is Blind, and I'm like so icked out by what we just watched.
It's been an icky season.
Icky.
That's one of those ones that, like, we always, every time they make a new season, we always watch it. We'll kind of just, like, have it on, like, I don't know, while we're doing stuff around the house or, like, eating or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And this season has just been
Hard watch.
First of all, everybody is, like, conservative Christian.
Conservative Christians galore.
And then also we just watched one of the episodes with this, like, really gross little troll guy.
Chris? I'm forgetting his name, but
I don't know his name.
the short little guy who has too much confidence, right? For I think so.
Anyway, he's like a little weird troll who thinks that
trolley vibes,
body shaming a woman is like a normal thing that he should be doing on TV.
Also, because I can see our screen up here, I can see that my little topic here is a little off, so I'm going to fix that.
Center that.
That's going to really bother me if I don't do that right away.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, anyways, that's what we were doing before, and I just can't stop thinking about all the people that were entertaining what this man was saying. Ew.
The women that were entertaining
that is
what this man was saying.
That is my, yeah. Because you don't entertain it if you're not, like, into it in some way. Like, you're not entertaining that if you're not, like, no spoilers from us, but
if you're not horny for a troll.
Yeah. Trolly boy.
Let's be honest.
Trolly boy. Hey, Frank.
Do you think I'm at a good distance from my mic?
Yeah, I think if you just project.
I'll project a little bit. Yeah.
Anyways, welcome back.
Welcome
to
back.
The Gab. We're here.
Today,
we're gabbing.
Heather is gonna come out.
I am gonna come out. This is actually my coming out story. So
right here, right now.
Right here, right now. I have a YouTube channel, like my own little channel, that I have told this story before. Mm-hmm. So sorry if you've already heard that before. And also, feel free to, let me just plug myself. Feel free to go watch it. Because that one was obviously not live. It was like a recorded and edited. But
today you're getting like the real raw. Edited.
Uncut. And it'll be, I think, more interesting because you'll be able to ask questions as we go.
Yeah.
And also, we just be gabbing for an hour or so.
More or less, like a little bit interview style. Like, we kind of did that with mine.
I would like it to be like that, especially because there is a video that exists on this here platform where I've kind of already told the story, so I would love for it to be more like questions.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I guess I should just jump into it.
Yeah.
Just jump into being gay.
All right, so where does the story start in your mind? Because I remember, like, I had to tell quite a bit of background before my actual coming out story.
True.
But I think yours is a little different because...
I mean, a little different, but also a lot of backstory is needed, I feel.
Oh, yeah,
given that I married a man.
Definitely backstory. I think I just meant that you didn't know you were queer from a young age.
Yes, I figured out, I think it was in 2020, so that would have made me 28.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and, like,
28 years old.
When did you first know, like, maybe, like, 26, 27?
Frank,
you were
these cats
like,
love these cords.
Watching lesbians on YouTube and, like, thinking maybe,
Yes, so that, let me get this cat. Can y'all not? Get out of here.
As soon as we go live, you guys just want to be...
You could at least come up here and be cute.
Freaking ridiculous.
Instead of doing all that crazy stuff. But, yeah, I played basketball, played sports growing up, was very tomboy, have always dressed like not feminine
Mm-hmm.
in any. I also feel like anytime I've dressed feminine, like in a dress or skirt, I feel like it doesn't look right on me when I wear it. It's like, that's not cute. Like, I feel like I look masculine still when I'm in a dress, but that's my own personal opinion about myself. But anyways, I've always dressed kind of like this. I didn't always have boyfriends, but I feel like I was always like talking to a dude. Like, I wasn't like anti boys, had boyfriends going through school, actually liked them. It wasn't like I don't know. I guess I was also just going through the motions of what I felt like you're supposed to do. Like, oh, this is normal. Like, you're a teenager or you're school age and you're just, oh, we have boyfriends.
This
like,
is just what
this is what we do.
Right.
But it wasn't like I was like repulsed or anything by them. So had boyfriends all through school, played basketball in high school, was fairly serious about it. Didn't really have a desire to play in college, so I wasn't overly serious about it, but it did consume a lot of my time.
Mm-hmm.
I also ran cross country and played tennis, so I was just like playing a sport like all the time. There wasn't really much of an off season because one sport would end and then it would be like, okay, it's time to jump into this one and then this one.
Yeah.
So I was definitely in that environment,
Just
always
a
in
sports girl.
athletic wear.
Mm-hmm.
But never in high school did I didn't have the luxury, like Sid. I didn't have like someone that I made out with at home at sleepovers. So I didn't have that. We hung out, like I think I said it in your episode, like that was like not even something that even was close to being like talked about. Like there was no one that there was like a tension with at all. Like never considered it. Is there a little like bug? What am I seeing?
There's a little gnat.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I feel like I'm going crazy.
What the heck?
Yeah. Oh my god. It's drawn to all the lights, like lit up in here. It's never this bright in here.
Yeah.
But yeah, never had that experience. Never had a crush on any of my friends. I remember being drawn to certain people, like, and most of those people, if I'm thinking back to all the people that I just felt like a weird pull to, not in like I don't think in an attraction way, but just a pull to, like, most if not all of those people are like queer, like ended up also being gay, which I think is interesting because I do think we are kind of drawn to each other in a weird way. My 4th grade boyfriend, he is a gay man, married. I love that for both of us. That's pretty young though. It's not like you're really thinking about that at that age. But yeah, there's no need to go into like relationships in high school because it was just whatever. Graduated high school. I went to a small Christian college because I thought that that's the vibe that I wanted. Mm-hmm. Okay, I thought that's what I wanted to do. I thought I wanted to
because it was smaller, because it was Christian, or
because it was small mostly, and like I was like at that point in my life, I would say I was really trying to be.
You were dabbling in Christianity.
I was dabbling in
Christianity.
Sure. I really was trying. I would say that age of my life, like maybe from I would say my senior year is when I stopped being quite as interested.
Sorry, I took that sip and it took me so long to swallow and I just overthought it.
Those fat straws are really
yeah. Okay,
throw
sorry.
a lot of liquid down the throat. Yeah, so I have such a bad memory. I wish I would have been better about like keeping a journal and writing things down when I was a young
I wish that
person.
So much.
Oh, if I could go back and read journals, big regrets there. But
yeah.
Basically, there was a year or two in my high school age where I was, like, going to church on Wednesdays, like, going on Sundays, like, really trying. I wasn't, like, raising my hand singing songs or anything, but I was there. And I was, like, trying to...
Well, if you weren't raising your hand, then don't even talk to me
Look,
about
I was
that.
trying to feel what I thought that other people were feeling.
Totally,
which is, like, the urge to raise your hand, and I wasn't feeling that.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's kind of funny, as I got older and then went to the Christian college, like, that's when I was, like, least interested or, like, concerned about the church stuff, like.
Yeah.
But I went there for 1 semester. I only lasted a semester, and I only tell this part because it's funny, like, I'm pretty sure if I had been gay there, like, I think I probably would have been, like, kicked out. I don't think that's okay. Union University is the school that it was. But it's also funny because multiple people that I was surrounded by, like, ended up being gay there.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really funny to me. Some people that I didn't see coming,
It
some
is
people
very
that I could, like, in thinking about it, I go like, oh yeah, that one makes sense. But there's definitely a couple that I'm like, oh, unexpected.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just funny to look back and be like, wow, went to that school, only lasted a semester, no one that I knew, it wasn't talked about with me, them being out or whatever. And I wasn't even thinking about it at that time. So it's just funny to look back and, like, you see someone pop up on Facebook or whatever, and you're like, they're gay? What?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
I love seeing that from, like, people that I knew in my homeschool.
Your home, yeah, you
homeschool
were
theater days.
You
like,
were way more in it than me.
A lot of people. I mean, theater kind of,
Yeah.
tends to, but
yeah, that's true. And I get, like, it's funny, theater and sports, those are two, like, high percentage queer people areas, and we were both in those, so that's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I did not make it more than a semester. Immediately, I visited some friends at UT Knoxville, and was immediately like, yes, I would like to transfer there. That turns out that is what I wanted. And when I think back to, as I started being less interested in church stuff, I will say I didn't party in high school at all. Never drank, like, never did anything.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as we graduated that summer between, like, graduating high school and then going to college, that's when I started dabbling in, like, I smoked weed for the first time, like, got drunk for the first time on my senior trip. Like, I started experiencing those things that felt like such a big deal to me at a younger age, and realized, oh, they're actually not a big deal. It's actually really fun if you're being responsible and not being stupid. We were somewhat stupid, but I feel like could have been way more stupid.
I feel like the stories that you tell me, for the most part, you were always, like, had a really good head on your shoulders. And I think also, like, you're just emotionally, like, solid and stable. And, like,
I would say I was lucky. I didn't have anything, like, major happen in my life that caused me to, like, spiral and, like, act out.
Because I think when, like, I mean, not all the time, like, but, like, when, for me, like, there's been times in my life where, like, drinking wasn't good because of just, like, mental health stuff. And
yeah,
I feel like you always were chill.
Yeah.
Not that I was there, but, like, from what I've heard and what I've witnessed.
Yeah,
of you,
I definitely, like, yeah, that was most of my time, I feel like, in college, was, like, partying, and a lot of partying. But I got lucky because I met a dude really early on and got kind of brought into their friend group. So I was surrounded by a bunch of dudes just, like, looking out for me all through college. So I will say no regrets with that. I found myself in a place of, like, being protected.
Yeah,
by the people around me. So I didn't have to worry about going to a party and being messed with, because I was, like, showing up with a group of dudes, basically.
Okay, so
but
you're at college.
Yeah, I go to college. We've never said his name. We will not say his name again. Sorry!
I'm sorry.
My ex-husband.
You're with your ex.
For his own sake, I try not to use his name, but...
yeah,
I met. Really it's a common ass name. It's a basic name.
Sorry for saying it, babe.
It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. So we met, like, literally the first semester that I was there. So my second semester, freshman year, for me, he was a year older. We met, like, at a party, and from then on, we pretty much kept hanging out and dated all through college. So because we met immediately, and because I continued hanging out with all of them the whole time, there just wasn't a whole lot of space or time for exploration. You know what I mean? Like, there was no exploring women's bodies in college for me, unfortunately.
Dang.
Only one man's body was explored in college for me.
That sucks. I mean, like...
It's like, I have regrets, but I also don't, because, like, he was not a bad guy.
No,
I don't regret my college experience. Like, it is what it is.
It's just such a...
It's such a time.
And I feel like everyone is, like, just coming out of their own, whatever their upbringing was.
Yeah.
And then it's, like, people are coming from, like, all sorts of different backgrounds and homes, and like everyone's just like trying out life for the first time, and it's just kind of like a crazy time, I guess.
Yeah, it's such an interesting college. Ugh, especially because you went to a kind of a bigger party school for a year or a semester. And it's a kind of a crazy experience, honestly, to be in
it is, and
a
I feel like
if
you like don't know your limits and you don't know
I didn't know my limits the
how
first
to
year.
I don't know what the word is, but yeah, it's like a lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
So while I don't really have any like I don't lose sleep at night, and I never have, I would have liked to have explored in college a little bit more, but I also I really don't regret it. Like if he ended up being like a douche or a piece of shit, then maybe, but he isn't and wasn't.
I mean, if you were like exploring in college, you might have met another girl that wasn't me, and then you might be with her, and that wouldn't be right.
No, I mean, exactly. It all works out in the end. Honestly, I regret more in college not creating more like friendships with other like girls, like other women. That's a big regret. And I also wish I would have studied abroad, but that's not this video. So so I meet and I'm dating seriously a guy all through college. So thinking about sexuality just wasn't even close to on my mind because I'm in a happy relationship. I'm in love. Like, what's there to think about? So I graduate college, and I did not have a job out of college, and he at the time had already graduated because he was a year older and lived in Illinois, and the agreement that we came up with, which I was totally fine with, was like, if I don't have a job out of college, like, I'll come to you. Like, we wanted to be together. I knew, like, at that point, I knew I wanted to be with him, and was like job hunting and interviewing and going to the job fairs and all that shit in school, and had interviews and all that stuff, but I just didn't land anything. And so it was like, okay, I'll move to Illinois after, like, I'll move in with you, continue the job hunt. I really liked Chicago. I had visited him a handful of times, and it was like an hour. I can't even remember how far away from Chicago it was, but so moved up there. The month that I graduated, so it would be May, we went on a trip to California, like my graduation trip. He had family out there, so we went and stayed with them. It worked out. And he proposes. The man proposes to me the month I graduated college. And what do you do when you, like, are in love and at that point you think, like, yeah, this is the person that I want to be with. This is my person. I'm not going to say no. Like, I love him. Like, so my immature ass was like, yes. We had, like, gone on a hot air balloon ride. I had found the ring before the trip. I didn't look at it, but I saw the box. I was mad that I saw the box, so I knew the whole time that it was coming. So that was a whole nother thing that I was, like, a little frustrated about. I'm like, I love surprises, and I know that this man is going to propose to me on this trip. And had I been a mature fucking adult, I would have said...
Did you ever tell him that you
knew? After the fact, I told him.
You were like, oh,
I wasn't going to ruin it for him.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is...
I was just curious if you ever told him that you knew that.
Yeah. But I do remember calling my mom and telling her, because he worked at, like, a distribution center at the time, so his schedule was crazy. He, like, worked nights. So I was, like, at our apartment, like, by myself. Like, he would come home and have, like, dinner, which was his lunch. So I was just, like, moving all my stuff in and, like, getting set. Like, I was just, like, alone a lot at our apartment. And I wasn't, like, searching and looking. Like, I wasn't snooping.
No.
It was in a mesh cat carrier. So I didn't even open the cat carrier. I could see through it. Case. Bro, I'm sorry. Like, men are fucking stupid. Bless him for that. But I obviously didn't want to, like, make it upsetting for him. But had I been a mature, fully functioning brain adult, I would have probably said, hey, I found this ring. You know that I love you and I want to be with you, but I don't know that I'm ready for marriage yet. Like, I didn't even have a job yet. Like, I was still job hunting. Like, to me, that feels so adolescent to not have a full-time job out of college and to be engaged. Like, when I think about it, I'm like, I don't like that. Anyways, so yeah, we go on a little hot air balloon ride. He proposes. I say yes. Come back. Start planning. Okay? So as I mentioned, I was at that apartment by myself a lot. And I have always been a YouTube girly. Like, since I was in high school. Which I think is when the app, or when the website, like, kind of became up and running. Like, I've watched... I think so, yeah. I've watched people on that app since I was in high school. Like, I've always... I keep calling it an app. That website. This website. The one we're streaming on.
That we're on right now.
I just have always been a little YouTube girly. And, so I was... out of college even still, like, you watch different people over the years, and I wish I could remember, like, how this happened, but somehow, like, I found myself on lesbian YouTube. And I know, and I really don't know how. Like, honestly, if I'm thinking about it, I was a big fan of what they used to call the Holy Trinity, which was Grace Helbig, Mamrie Hart, and Hannah Hart. Loved those three, like, comedian, like, funny. Like, I loved all three of them.
They are.
I will have to introduce you to the videos that I watched. But Hannah was a lesbian. So maybe that is how, is, like, maybe she, because back then, like, people would do collabs and they're making videos with people. And honestly, that makes the most sense, that was probably my, like, intro into lesbian YouTube, because I loved the three of them. Hannah had a series called My Drunk Kitchen, where she would get drunk and, like, cook food and make little edits out of it, and they were always just so funny to me. That's funny. The three of them, I guess, became friends and started making videos together. But so that was probably my intro. Start watching lesbians on YouTube. Think nothing of it. I'm just like, these are just people I like to watch. I'm engaged. I'm planning my wedding as we speak. Watching lesbians on YouTube. And some of the other people, so I just kind of, I guess, like, slowly started watching more and more lesbians on YouTube. Like, Shannon Beveridge.
Obviously, I've heard this story, but I don't think I ever understood that you were watching the lesbians while planning your wedding.
That would have been the timeline, because I remember watching it in Illinois. I remember being, like, for the kind of getting that intro. Like, I don't think I definitely watched, like, Grace and all of them in college, but I don't think that I really found myself treading the waters of lesbian YouTube until I was graduated. Like, I don't have any recollection. And I also didn't watch quite as much YouTube in college because I was with my ex all the time, and I used to make videos all throughout college. I kind of stopped, and I regret that about college. I just didn't make videos anymore, and I wish I would have. But I also don't regret, like, living in the moment and hanging out with people in person. You know what I mean? So, yeah, so it was kind of like once I was not around him as much because he was at work or he had graduated or whatever, I was really watching the lesbian YouTube. So, girl. That's crazy. Yeah, so I'm watching lesbian YouTube. I don't know how long goes by before I start to think, maybe there's something to this. Like, what? I feel so stupid for that, legitimately.
Maybe I'm watching them because I'm drawn to them.
Maybe
I want to be like them.
And that's what's funny, too. I don't remember ever being attracted to any of them. But I will say, like, with, Shannon.
Who was, like, the first girl you were like, she's freaking hot?
Well, what's funny is I don't remember having that feeling. I also have never really been that kind of person. That when I don't, like, see people out in public or see people, like, photos and think, like, they're so hot. I don't really operate that way.
You didn't think I was hot when you saw me on Hinge?
Well, obviously I got right back to you. All you did was like my picture. I'm the one that slid into your DMs. Let's not get it twisted.
I know, I'm
so
just
obviously
saying, like, when you saw my photo, like, did you think I was hot?
I would definitely thought you were attractive, but then when I saw you in person, I thought you were way more attractive in person when I saw you.
Oh, well, that's good. I mean, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. I remember being like, oh.
I'm glad I reverse catfished
Yeah.
myself. My
But
pictures
also,
on Hinge probably weren't, like, very good pictures.
You also have to remember that my situation on Hinge, I wasn't, like, looking for a partner. I was, like, and you were the first person that I was, like, talking to and hung out with. So I didn't really have, like...
No, I mean, I know you weren't looking for a partner, but,
because I was in an open relationship. We can talk about that on a different episode, but...
Yeah.
Rewind back to lesbian YouTube. So I'm just watching it, think nothing of it. Continued just watching a lot of, like, my catalog of lesbian YouTubers just continued to grow over the years. Like, the classics like Shannon and Cami. I loved Rose and Rosie. Everybody connected to those people, basically. Like, I was watching them, like, regularly while being married to a man, while never thinking or considering what my sexuality was. And I think the biggest one for me, I think, was Shannon Beveridge, because there was no attraction to her, but I remember, like, seeing myself in how she presented herself. Like, the ways that we dressed or whatever, and just being like, this is, like, I don't know. It's always been kind of, like, being married to a man and dressing how I dress and knowing that he, like, wanted me to be more femme, would really, like, I felt like he really only complimented me when I was, like, wearing dresses or wearing more feminine clothes. So it, like, really did a number on me. Because so I started seeing people that dressed the way that I, like, wanted to be dressing all the time. And I just found myself, like, drawn to them.
Yeah.
Is what in my head at first, I was just like, well, they like, dress like I dress and all that. Or, like, I want to dress or whatever.
Oh.
So keep fast forwarding. And then I guess we get to... I really couldn't put a real year on it. I think that probably as we start approaching, like, 2018, 2019, I think that I'm kind of, like, only in my head accepting that I'm probably queer. Like, not a lesbian. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm, like, probably also interested in women.
And bisexual.
Yeah. But I never wrote that down. I never said it out loud. But I know that I was, like, I think I was, maybe the gears were starting to turn in my head, and I was starting to think more about it. Because we had bought a house in, like, 2018, 2019, I can't remember. And my ex-husband, he has always worked, like, corporate jobs, but I would say maybe 2019 into 2020, he started traveling more for work, which he never had done before. And that's when I started exploration. I'm just shooting it to you straight right now.
You have to clarify, though, because you're not... Right now it sounds like you're saying you were, like, hooking up with women.
I wasn't hooking up with women. I was exploring my own body.
Yeah.
Yes. While watching lesbian things. Not even necessarily lesbian porn at that point, but lesbian movies. But actually, I'm a little ahead of myself, too. So reverse a little bit. It's like something switched. And I just started to consume everything gay. Every movie I could find, every episode that I could find.
That was me.
I would say that's probably 2019. I would say that really started in 2019 as we go, like, into 2020. It's really hard to keep the years straight and the timeline straight.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a journaler, and fuck me for that, honestly.
You're doing better, though. You're journaling.
I've been more, like, junk journaling, like, making little notes. Like, I wish I, like, sat down and wrote about my feelings. Like, I regret that so much, not journaling through my divorce.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's like something switched in my head. I start watching everything I can possibly watch gay. I'm obviously continuing to watch lesbian YouTubers, like, mostly. I fully watch The L Word. I watch Tales of the City, the original one, and then the new one. We watched that one. I made you watch that.
Oh.
Tales of the... Is that right? Something of the City. That sounds right. They did, like, a reboot of it on Netflix. I'm, like, so down bad that I'm, like, finding shows that have, like, lesbian storylines in episodes.
You should have just, like, gone to the Lipstick Lounge and just, like, sat there and had a beer.
I would have never done that.
Live entertainment.
I would have never done that by myself, ever.
Really?
Yeah, no. I would never have.
I guess I probably
I was married. I was married to a man in the town.
I didn't mean it in a way that you were, like, to try to, like, go, like, get with a girl. I just meant, like, go and, like, witness.
Yeah. I had always, like, seen it because the place that is now Cinco de Mayo across the street used to be Mad Donna's.
Mm-hmm.
And me and him, like, went there a few times. And I remember seeing it across the street and, like, knowing, like, that's the lesbian bar. You know?
Ooh.
The lips out front. Like, it's just so funny thinking about it now. Like, remember, like, looking at it from across the street.
And now it's like
and
this
wondering
place that we like.
And
are
now
like,
it is like we're
what's up,
regulars. Yeah.
Lippy?
But yeah, so I start consuming. Now it's tough because this is a very big part of my coming out, my first relationship. But I don't feel the need to go like super in depth. But that was like a big part of me coming out.
Yeah.
So this is a callback to all the lesbian YouTubers that we keep mentioning. So I'm consuming everything gay. It's 2020. I go to sleep one night and I have a dream. And I wake up.
Prophecy.
I go on to fulfill the lesbian prophecy. I had a dream, legitimately. This sounds so like woo-woo and like I'm making shit up, but I swear to whatever you believe.
Yeah. Well, no, like,
that
I think that it was like obviously meant to be. Like it wasn't meant to be forever,
right.
but it was meant to be.
I agree. I made a video about that too. I had a dream, but I hadn't, like, I was watching lesbian YouTube, but the person that I dreamed about was not like a YouTuber. They dated the YouTuber.
Mm-hmm.
And so I woke up and I don't know why I was like so determined to like figure out like who was in that dream, like what the fuck. It was like, I don't remember the specifics of it, but it was obviously gay, or I wouldn't have felt that way.
Yeah.
I was definitely starting to have more, because I was consuming so much gay content, that I was like definitely starting to have more like dreams like that. I go on to like figure out who it is, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy. It was like, there was this big song called like How to Tell if a Girl is a Lesbian or something like that, and it was like a silly song, and my ex is like the person in the video, like the other, like the love interest or whatever. So I find them on Instagram and I follow, because I was like, oh, that's funny, and found their profile, and I didn't follow at the time. That's what was so crazy. Like, I hadn't seen them in years. Followed, and then later that day, I like opened up my Instagram, and like, I mean, I don't mind using this person's name. Tori like followed me back.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm like this, like they had like a little bit of a following from back in their YouTube days, and like being like an online like person, and I was like a nobody in Nashville, like that does not have a following and not that active or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I saw them follow me back, I was like, that's so weird. Like, why did they follow me back?
Mm-hmm.
And so then we slowly started interacting with each other online. So that was my first like interactions with like a queer person.
Wow.
And I was just like, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So then they like got more and more flirty. We eventually exchanged numbers, and then they eventually were like, I have to ask, like, how did you like find me, or whatever, however that was worded.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I cannot text you that. You will think that I'm like a psycho person. You'll think that I have something wrong with me. I was like, if I tell you, I would have to send it to you like in a video.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I got their number. They're like, and I was like, I was like, the video's too long to send.
And that's how I got there.
They were like, text it to me or whatever. And I was like, oh. So then I told that exact story basically. I still have the video. It's crazy. I think I put that video in the video I made about them. But I like made a video of myself telling that story, and I was like, it's crazy. Like, that's crazy. That kind of stuff doesn't happen to me.
Yeah.
And
the heck is on my
so then we started talking all the time. It eventually got a little bit flirty, which is inappropriate because I'm married. The whole thing only the length of everything like that went down in this time. We met in like July. It was like over a month period of time, like my really like queerness coming to a head.
Mm-hmm.
Also, and let me pause there. Do you have any questions? We haven't had any questions. I'm just making sure before I continue on this track.
Do I have any questions? I mean, my biggest question I already asked was just like, when was the first time you can remember being like, maybe I'm queer?
It would have had to have been in consuming all that content.
Yeah.
But it was never, I didn't have anyone in my life at that time that I felt like I could talk to about it. Which I did. I had 2 friends that I was friends with in high school that I was able to talk to, like, once everything came to a head. But pre that, like, the year or 2 before, yeah, I like was completely doing that in my own head.
Yeah.
Like, wasn't talking about it with anyone. And I wish I would have been able to talk about it with my ex-husband and been like, hey, I'm like having these, but I didn't. Like, I don't know how that would have gone either, to be honest with you. But any other questions?
Not at the moment.
Okay, great.
You keep trucking.
Keep trucking. Sorry, I didn't sip me sody. So an inappropriate interactions started taking place. Flirty interactions. I was like, that all came to a head. And I was like going through it because what I suspected about myself was being confirmed by how I was able to flirt with someone who shared the same body parts as me while being married. Also not great on my part. So I was like, look, if this is crazy, like I don't have to. Would it be crazy if I like visited you? They were 12 hours away in Minnesota. I was like, I just need to meet you in person. Like, once we started being really flirty, I just like had to confirm that I like by like seeing this person in person. And I had already known at that point that like my marriage was coming to an end. I just like needed to figure this out. Because to me it was like, if I end my marriage before I go meet this person and it doesn't end up being like, if I don't end up being like into it or whatever, I've just like ruined a marriage for to test something out. That's what my like brain was telling me at the time. What I was telling myself was like, I got to figure this out first and then end my marriage, which isn't great.
I mean, so do you think that here's a question. Do you think that
on me.
if you had like tested the waters with Tori and you had been like, actually I was wrong, I don't think that I am queer, like, do you think you would have stayed in your marriage?
I think I would have stayed in my marriage for the time being, but I do think that marriage probably still would have eventually ended. Because there was other stuff going on, too, within that marriage. 2020 hit. We started having conversations about what was going on in the world.
Yeah.
Figured out we had very different opinions on abortion, very different opinions on racism being alive and well. And we just started to have realizations about each other that I think we both equally we didn't find them attractive about each other, basically. Yeah. So I don't think that, because when all this went down, he was trying to make it work. Like, he was trying to go to therapy to make the relationship work. And so had I figured out, like, oh, okay, so that I was wrong, I'm not queer, I think we would have probably still, like, tried to make it work. But I just think, based off of what I know about myself and what we were, like, learning and the arguments we were getting into that had nothing to do with queerness, I just think we would have eventually still gotten a divorce.
Yeah.
Whether queerness was part of it or anything. And I mean, we were, like, struggling to find stuff to do. Like, we bought bikes during the pandemic because we were, like, trying to find something we could do together.
I mean, the pandemic was a little different. Everybody was, like, looking for things to do.
Yes, but, like, we were, for a while, like, struggling to find things that we both enjoyed doing that we could do together.
Yeah.
That one wasn't suffering.
Which it's like,
watching football or, like...
If the pandemic was right now, we would be like living the dream low-key, because we would be like, we have so many things that we want to do together and like work on.
And look, I'm not sitting here saying you have to have a bunch of stuff in common to do with your partner, but I'm saying I do. I have to have stuff that I want to do with my partner in common. Like, yeah. I enjoy doing things with the person that I love. I don't, like, yeah. need to live, like, a separate life, a fully separate life, like, where we just, like, go do our own things. But sometimes you do that, obviously. I don't mean, like, I'm talking about, like, all the time. Yeah. And that's we just became roommates. Like, we were in a 2-story house. I was on the top floor all the time, and he was, like, watching TV, or, like, he had started playing video games during the pandemic, but he was, like, talking with his friends from college and, like, talking with his friends. So yeah. I was like, that's great. Like, that's a great, like, for him, like, that's social. Great that you have, yeah, you can do something, yeah. like, with your friends. It's actually a social thing. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, so I ended up saying, is it crazy if I come and visit you? I'll drive. And the plan, I booked an Airbnb for one night. And so the plan was just, I'm going to go stay one night, and we would meet each other.
One night only.
And if it was weird, I would just, like, continue on and do, like, a little small solo road trip. Mm-hmm. But that's not what happened. We, like, met at a little brewery. Yeah, we kissed. We only kissed. But we also, like, held hands and stuff. But we didn't fuck. I did not have sex with someone outside of, like, during that time. But that's still cheating. So I'm not justifying it. But yeah, we didn't even, like, the first day, it wasn't, like, an immediate, like, we're, like, making out.
Come
like,
here.
Like, it was, like, the day before I left. Yeah. We kissed.
Yeah.
And then, I think, like, the next day, we kissed, like, a couple times, but it was kind of, like, one main, like, kiss, that I was, like, oh, yeah, I'm gay. You know, you just, like, feel things that you hadn't really felt before, or it feels different. Mm-hmm. Much softer lips. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that happened, knowing I'm about to make this drive back and end my marriage, but I have now confirmed that I'm, like, definitely queer. I'm like, okay, definitely queer, definitely have to end my marriage because of what just happened, and knowing that if I could do that to my partner, that I didn't need to be in that relationship. So came back. I got home, like, really, really late, and I don't know if he was asleep or just in the bedroom with the door closed, like, mm-hmm. with our dog closed in that room. So I was like, I know this has nothing to do with my coming out story, but a side tangent. If my partner had just, like, because I, like, went to him fully and was like, look, I need to go, like, on a trip and clear my head. I need to be alone. I'm kind of, like, going through it right now, and I need to figure some shit out. If my partner came to me and said that and went on the trip, the moment I'm sitting on the couch. I'm, like, waiting for them to get home. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm remembering now, like, it ended up being more dramatic than it should have, because I didn't tell my parents, because I'm, like, an adult and I'm, like, figuring my shit out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, why would I tell my parents what I'm doing?
Why are you supposed to tell your parents, like, hey guys, like, I'm an adult married woman and I'm going on a road trip
by myself?
Like,
they would have fully been like, you do not need to go on a road trip by yourself. Like, they would have tried to talk me out of it. Like, so I think something happened where I was, like, I didn't have my phone, like, a lot of that time. Like, we were, like, hanging out. We were, like, going to brew. Like, we were just, like, walking around. Like, I just needed to be, like, away from, mm-hmm. like, my world.
Yeah.
For a little bit. Like, a literal weekend. Mm-hmm. And so I something happened where I guess my parents had texted me and I didn't see it for a little while. Because I wasn't paying attention to my phone. And they texted him. And they were like, hey, we're, like, I think they said something like, we're having trouble getting a hold of Heather. Like, what are y'all getting into? And he was like, she's in Minnesota. Like, they, like, didn't know I was anywhere. Mm-hmm. And then he's confused because they don't know. So it just became this whole thing. They had texted my cousin as well because I wasn't responding. And so she's texting, like, it just became this whole thing because I didn't have my phone for, like, a few hours.
A few hours is kind of crazy.
I'm pretty sure it's just a few hours because, like, I had my phone.
If, like, 24 hours went by and
I don't think it was a full day.
like,
I definitely don't think it was maybe, it was like it would not have been more than 24 hours. I would not have been ignoring people for that long. I can't remember the specifics now, but that did cause the situation to be like a lot more tense. So when I got home, he was like even more upset, I think, than he would have been had that not happened.
Yeah.
Because it was just like, then it became like, who are you with? Like, where are you? What are you doing? Like, that's when the questions started happening. Like, your parents don't know where you are. Like, why do your parents not know? I'm, like, a fucking adult. I don't, like, call mommy and daddy.
Like,
I'm 28 years old.
That your parents should have known is, like, pretty strange. Because, like, I'm thinking about if this were you and I. Mm-hmm. I know it's, like, different because
it would never happen.
Well, it would never happen, but, like, you're older now than you were back then.
Yeah.
But, like, if one of us did that, or like this was when you were like
28.
Okay, so basically the same age as me right now.
Yeah, damn near.
So like if I were to like do this, and you like, and my parents reached out to you and like you found out that they did, like, you would be like, oh, why would they know? Yeah. Not because I don't tell my parents things, but literally just because, like, if it was something like that, no, I wouldn't be letting my parents know about it ahead of time.
No. And I didn't even think about that being, like, something that needed to, you know, even be like, hey, FYI, I'm not telling my parents that I'm going on this trip that I need to do to clear my head and to figure my shit out. And at the time, I obviously didn't say I need to figure out my sexuality, but I did say I needed to be alone and go on a trip. And I said I need to figure some things out. And he was like, things about you or things about us? And I said both. So he knew that, like, something was going on. But yeah, so that's kind of how I figured it out. Mm-hmm. And came back, like I said, he was not out there. So it was really, really late. And I was like, you know what? If he doesn't want to talk about it right now, I'm not going to go in there and force this conversation to happen, like, really, really early in the morning or, like, whatever time it was. Mm-hmm. So the next day, because I had been off work, I was like, I need to just go check in at work, and then I'm going to come right back, and then we're going to talk. Like, next day, literally, we're going to have the big D conversation. Mm-hmm. The big divorce. And, yeah. So I go just to go check on things, make sure everything's good, and he calls me. And when I say I went to work, like, I was, like, going, like, 10 minutes down the road. Mm-hmm. Like, I wasn't gonna be gone. I was gonna be gone, like, an hour or less. Yeah. And he just calls me and is like, you cheated on me. And I was like, why are you saying that? I gaslit him a little bit. I obviously told the truth, but I just was so confused how he went there immediately. And I learned months down the road that he had read my journal. I did journal a little bit during this, but only for a week or so. Motherfucker read my journal.
And then it was, like, tainted because, like, he had, like, for me, like, I would never want to look at that journal again.
I would never open up someone's journal and read their shit.
No. I will say this. In that moment, I could see why he was so tempted to do it.
I can see why
he did it.
Absolutely.
I personally, like, would have just simply waited for you to get home.
I wish you would have just let me.
He was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, nothing like this. She's never done anything like this.
Right. Clearly, like, something isn't right. Like, if your wife who has never acted this way and never done any of this. Mm-hmm.
No, I think he probably just, like, panicked and was like, I need to see what's in that journal.
I understand why he did too. I don't fault him for that. I wish for his own sake that he wouldn't have read some of the things that I wrote in there. It's not like I was bashing him or anything, but I was fully, like, writing things like admitting that I thought my marriage was gonna end, like, admitting that I was, like, definitely bisexual at least, and writing about Tori. Like, there were some things he didn't need to read. Yeah. But so that was a bummer, but then we came back, had that conversation. No need to go into the specifics of that, but yeah, in that conversation it was kind of like, divorce. Mm-hmm. And like a month later I moved out, and then a month after that we filed for divorce.
Yeah.
And then thus began my queer life.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up going on to date that person for like a couple years.
Uh-huh.
And then
Me.
this one. So yeah, I did get to I didn't jump into that relationship. Like, we didn't make things official for like months and months, but there definitely was, once again, like, no exploration. So down the road, we ended up, well, while we were because we did long distance for a year, while we were long distance, we did an open thing. That didn't last very long. And then did it again when things weren't going well in our relationship. Opened it up again, and that's how I met Sid. Was like, and the last opening up of the relationship was, like, in my opinion, an attempt to save our relationship, and obviously that's not what happened, and not why you should open up a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a whole thing too. So there was like a time frame where we opened that I got to kind of have like queer experiences with some people and fulfill that. But yeah, fully had no idea really until I was in my late 20s. I was unfortunately married to a man when I had the realization. And the rest is herstory.
You mean Hirsch?
Herstory.
Um,
Any questions, comments, concerns?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I have questions. I just have to formulate them really quick. I feel like it definitely is so interesting to me that I don't know, it's just interesting to me how, like, some people know from a very young age, and then some people it's like much later.
Yeah.
I just think it's so interesting that there was, like, never anything for you, because, like,
not that I have memory of, like, something I guess could have happened that I just don't really remember, but nothing that stuck with me.
Also too, like, when you were talking about when you and Tori first kissed and you were like, oh, like, I'm gay, like, when I first, like, kissed a girl, like, I didn't have that.
Really? Like,
I knew that I liked it,
but the first time you kissed was just like drunkenly.
Yeah.
See, yeah, the difference was, like, I didn't have, like, full on feelings of, like, being in love with someone, but I had developed, like, a month-long, like, getting to know someone.
True. Okay,
so I really had, like, some level of, like, feelings towards this person, which I think obviously heightens it.
I think, yeah.
Because it was, and it was also meaningful.
For me, it was just a little bit, like, it was when I got a little bit older and I was actually, like, having sex with women. I was like, oh, I do prefer this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say it's so hard to talk about because it's hard to talk about, like, someone else's story also. So I don't like to, like, fully air his stuff out, but at the same time it also is my story, so it just is what it is. But yeah, the sexual component of it was definitely, like, a big thing. Like, it's not that I disliked sex with men or him, but it just never fully got me there. Unfortunately. Not that it was not enjoyable, but not as enjoyable for me personally. Hirsch. Hi. Special boy. But yeah, so that was a big one, is kind of feeling, I don't know, just like, Hirsch. It's hard to describe unless you experience it, really. Like, because it's a very queer experience to have, like, kissed men your whole life, and it, you know, not hating it, but then when you kiss, like, someone of the same sex, and it feels different, and you just have this kind of, like, oh, yeah, like, that's preferred for me. Yeah. Yeah, it's just hard to describe unless you just kind of have to, like, feel it, like, internally to know.
But I mean, I think, like I said, I didn't necessarily feel that
But you were
feel
also
that
younger. I
feeling
was
in a
28.
kiss. Yeah,
So
I think
I'd
if I had been
spent-
older, it may have been that way because like I don't know.
Also, you got to think about the buildup that was taking place for me as
that's
well.
crazy
A
buildup.
month of talking,
Yeah.
a 12-hour drive.
Mm-hmm.
We went on like I guess you would call it a date, but we met for the first time and like grabbed pizza and a beer.
Mm-hmm.
And like I got there first, so we fully had like the like I'm sitting at the table, like they walk up. We've never met in person, but we've been talking to each other nonstop for like a month or a few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So there was just like a lot of build up for it, and then we didn't kiss that night, but we did. We ended up texting after, being like, "I wish I would have kissed you."
Mm-hmm.
So then I because I'd only gotten the Airbnb for the night, I ended up staying with them the rest of the time. But I really was fully prepared to freaking car camp it the rest of the way or go home early. Like, there really was no plan after the first night.
It was just like a true adventure.
It was fully
You
like
didn't
up in
know,
the air.
like exactly what was gonna happen, and I really loved that. Like you were just like, we're gonna go and see what happens.
Yeah, and this is, it's kind of funny because I'm like, it's like I'm telling her, and we've talked about all of this like extensively, and like you know all of this, but I think I've told you this, but like when I booked the Airbnb for one night, like I didn't want to, I was just trying to be very vague with him because I also just didn't know what was going on. I felt very out of control in my life, but very drawn towards needing to do this. And so I just told him that I needed to go on like a road trip by myself and clear my head, basically. It was a freaking road trip. I drove 12 hours. That was a long time. But I booked that first night in Minnesota, forgetting that our Airbnb accounts were connected. So he got a text on his phone immediately when I booked it. Like, we're having the conversation downstairs. I go upstairs, and like an hour later, I booked the Airbnb. Or however long later, I don't remember how long. But it was it had to have been within hours. Because he comes upstairs and he's like, "You're going to Minnesota?" And I fully lied to the man's face and was like, "That's just like where I'm starting. Like, I just picked a random spot and that's where I'm started. That's where I'm going somewhere from there." Because I mean, he could see that I only booked it for one night. But at the same time, it was like, yeah, if we had met and it was super awkward, super uncomfortable, whatever, I would have either turned around and gone home or just, like, found another spot. I love like finding like spots to travel, so I would have potentially made it last a couple days. But like the back of my car was like packed with a cooler. Like I brought stuff to sleep. Like I was fully prepared to like car camp for a couple days after that first night. But I did not end up doing that.
Did not have to do that.
But it really was an adventure. That's a good way to put it.
All three of our
the
things are right here.
The things are here streaming. You just can't see them. They're also streaming.
Oh, she come in.
This is the Hirsch. But yeah, so I will say my like whole coming out thing is a very interesting story in my opinion. I hate that it had to hurt someone else, but that's just kind of part of life. We're all like unfortunately hurting people with our actions sometimes. But I figured it out. I can only assume that he's happily married with children. I don't know.
Yeah. You know.
So it all works out in the end. I think. And I am so glad to be gay here with you.
Yeah.
It's really so weird to think back, like pre being out. Because my life just looks so much more.
I can't imagine how it feels for you because
gorge.
When I even think about my life prior to coming out, when I think about like actively like pursuing relationships with men, like being like, I don't know, I'm like, I think about it and I'm like, in the moment, I felt like genuine about it. Like I wasn't like pretending. I wasn't.
Same. I was never pretending in my marriage. I loved that man.
Oh no. Yes, but that's different. Like
no,
I'm
I know.
talking about these absolute fools that I was like hooking up with. Like not all the way because I was just that was the girl that I was.
Yeah.
Like kind of like a little everything but type of.
Wait, that and everything but as in like everything but sex?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's funny that you say that.
And that does not include butt
No.
stuff, okay?
Everything but, and butt.
Everything but
Everything but and butt.
The main attraction.
Which is very funny, babe, because there's like, you look back and you like think about things that you did or said or whatever, and you're like, there were definitely signs.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a parent of ours, you may not love this next portion, but I'm gonna be brutally honest, so I'm just prepping for you now. I fully gave this man I did not give this man blowjob. Like, we had sex before I ever gave him a BJ. I was avoiding that like as much as I could. I did not want that in my mouth.
Yes, I too was disgusted by the thought, but unfortunately my relationship with that was,
I was really like, put
fucked
it
up.
in me before I put that in my mouth.
I actually think that like before I had really done much of anything sexually, I remember like telling my friends like I would so much sooner like fully have sex than do that to someone.
Yeah.
And that's not what happened, and that's a story for another day. I guess. I don't know that anyone needs that story. But
that's definitely something that I think about, where I'm like,
yeah,
the fact that I was like
actually
avoiding going near that.
I mean,
with my lips.
I would be curious like what percentage of straight or bisexual women enjoy that versus don't enjoy that but are genuinely attracted to the men, because I think both exist. Like, I don't think that every straight or bisexual woman like loves that.
Yeah,
but many of them do.
I will say, if I was like drinking or high or something, I was a lot less repulsed by it.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah.
Like, so it wasn't like miserable every time, but I was like putting it off. Like,
I think I was like quite frequently under the influence when I was doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do find that to be funny. Like,
yeah.
But also, I think that says a lot about both of our maturity level. Like, that we weren't able, like, because I know that he was wanting that. I know he was wanting me to suck on that thing.
I mean,
we're in college.
Yeah.
Like, we're in college.
If he wasn't, then, like, we need to have an episode for him.
But I
because,
really think that
sorry,
that is...
joke didn't land.
No, that was funny.
Okay. Thanks.
It's coming out story next week.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that that's the case, but I just think that speaks to our maturity levels at that point, that we couldn't talk about it, that he couldn't come to me and just flat out be like,
yeah,
or ask me. Like, that's the thing about sex, because I guess when you first, because I had never had sex before that, but I mean, I was a freshman in college, so I feel like that's still like fairly young.
Yeah.
So he's like my first and only like man that I slept with. So like, you just don't know what you don't know. You know what I mean? And if neither one of us could like talk comfortably about like what we wanted sexually, like, I mean, there's something to that. Like,
yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's just, when you're comfortable with someone too, it's so easy to be like, to ask, like, what do you want? Even.
Yeah.
Like, and you should be able to say with that. Like, it shouldn't be like, I feel like you're just not ready to be having sex if you can't just say what you, I don't know. That's just like a personal.
I mean, yeah, some people, I don't want to like say this and be wrong, but I feel like guys in particular, like, don't know how to talk about sex, or like.
Yeah, I mean, young, we were like 18, 19, 20, but like, it just, you should be able to talk about it. And I think a lot of that was not either of our fault.
Especially after the relationship was going on for as long as it was. Like, I feel like there should have been a point where you guys were like, okay, like, are we, like, we've been
Openly.
together for a while now, like,
Yeah.
everything good? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. That is so interesting to me because, yeah, I try to put myself in that position, and I think we just, I don't know, had, like, different experiences
Mm-hmm.
surrounding sex when we were younger, so.
Yeah, you and I.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. I hadn't done, like, much of anything until, like, getting to college, meeting him. So, like, there was something obviously special about that. Like, I was not someone who was waiting for marriage,
Mm-hmm.
but there was something, like,
Hey, girl.
I don't know, like, just to know, like, that we were both kind of on the same level. Like, it wasn't
Yeah.
like one of us was really experienced and the other one wasn't. Like, we were kind of coming into things, if I'm remembering correctly, like, on pretty similar experience levels.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that that also has a lot to do with why, like, we weren't able to. And I don't know, like, there's lots of factors, like, okay, had we been more comfortable to talk about it and could have talked through and gotten to a better place with that, would that have changed things? Probably not. I don't think it would have affected me eventually figuring out that women.
Women.
But, well, I mean,
Well,
there's all sorts of things that could be talked about, but that's kind of the meat and potatoes,
the
as they
gist
say.
of it. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
now you're out.
Now I'm out. And now we can come out as a couple.
We're together.
We are a couple. Also roommates, but a couple first.
Yes.
Guys, does anyone else get that? Why do we get asked if we're sisters?
I was just
or-
gonna say that.
Really?
That's crazy. I was just gonna say, but everyone thinks that we're sisters.
Yeah.
Like, it was about to come out of my mouth.
Yeah. Like, I swear it always happens while we're thrifting, too. Like, that's when it happens
Yeah.
the most. Thrifting and then the other place at that Mexican restaurant with my whole family.
Yeah.
She wanted us to be
This
related
Host,
so badly.
This host at the restaurant, she
I love
could
this
not
story.
have been more than, like, 16.
She was young.
She was really young, and she was like, "Oh my God, are you guys twins? You look exactly the same." And we were like, "No, no," because we literally don't. Like, our facial
I don't
structure,
think so either. Like,
our
we're
height,
both white
like,
bitches. Like, I
yes,
get that.
for sure. Okay, yes, but like, we don't look super similar, in my opinion.
I think that
Same hair color.
I think our hair has a lot to do with it. And when we first started dating, Sid's hair was like up to here and dark brown. So we look. I think now it's a
Now
lot
it's
more so
more-
just because of the similarities and like the
Yeah.
length and color. But
I guess sisters can look really different from each. But anyway,
the twins was
the
out
twins
of left
was
field.
wild. We were like, "No, we are not twins." And she was like, "Oh, but you're sisters, right?" And we were like, "No." And she was like, "Cousins?"
she just
like,
kept
literally
going
went
down the line.
the list. She was like, "Best friends?"
Best friend.
And then we were like, "Well, and like, I don't remember what eventually made her realize that gay people exist, but she was like, oh, okay." Like,
it's really funny to watch like the light bulb go off in someone's brain.
yeah, but it took so long, and it was getting so awkward to the point where we kind of just started laughing.
Because we're
Like,
with
your
my
whole
parents
family
and my
is standing
grandmother.
there.
My parents and my grandmother. I was honestly glad that they got to witness that happen because
Yeah.
it doesn't hit the same when you're telling people
It's
like, oh,
all
people
the
always ask us
time,
if we're
though. It hasn't
sisters.
happened in a little bit.
When
but,
you
like,
witness how
it's all the
uncomfortable that it
time.
is when someone is
Didn't
like
it happen
demanding
at
you be
Aldi one
related.
time? Like,
Yes, that's what I was just gonna say. I was just
Yeah.
gonna say because you made a TikTok about it. But we're like checking out with like a ridiculous amount of cat food. Like that's all we had.
it's happened at Target. Like, it happens
Goodwill,
so many places.
Goodwill, and Thrift Smart.
I just burped.
It's like a lot of times at a thrift store. It's just so funny. Like,
yeah, because people are just so nosy. They're like, there wouldn't be gay people in here, would there?
but I guess it always has been in like a smaller town or like not in like Nashville proper.
No. It's
Shelbyville.
Aldi.
Oh, I guess the Aldi was the only one. But it was like a young boy.
Yeah.
Right? It was just so funny. We're like,
And
I just have
also-
never asked anyone if the person that they happen to be standing next to or checking out in a
Is
line
their
is related
sibling.
or friends. That's the funniest
It's
one.
just
We've
like,
literally gotten, are you
I-
guys roommates? What does that even matter?
It's like, why do you care? Like, you
Why-
don't know me. I'm literally just like passing through your store.
You could ask so many questions. Like, I'm happy. It's not even about, like, I don't want
Like,
to
don't
talk
get
to
me
people.
wrong,
Ask me a question. Let's
I'm-
go. Let's chat. But
I'm
why are you
nosy
asking?
and I love people watching, but never in my life would I like approach someone like it doesn't make any sense. Even when I have like tables at work and they're talking to me about like what they're doing or like where they're from or whatever,
Yeah.
like I'll ask, "Oh, where are y'all from?" whatever. But like I would never be like, "So are you guys married? And are you guys siblings?" Like I would never ask that. Like if anything, they
so
just people just
wild.
tell you that if they want to tell you that. But like I don't care.
Yeah, I'm like happy to chat it up with you, but it just some questions are so silly to me. I feel like next time it happens, babe, I feel like we should be like, no, we're lovers. Like, can we say something really like uncomfortable?
I mean,
Because it has. I will say
it
in
makes
these
me
people.
kind of scared.
So
but-
no, I was just gonna say in all these people's defense, if I'm remembering everyone correctly, all of them were young, like probably high schoolers, all of them.
One of them was old.
Which one?
Like I don't know. It doesn't matter. There was definitely at least one older person that asked us that.
The Frank is bathing the meese over there so loudly.
Okay, wait.
But
I have to pee so bad. Let's wrap this up.
okay, she has to pee. Yeah. Hopefully we don't get asked if we're sisters again anytime soon, but I do kind of want to. If it's a safe person that I think will respond to and not a super uncomfy way, I might have to be like, no, we're lovers,
Oh my god.
and kiss you.
Oh my gosh.
No, you wouldn't like that. I wouldn't do that.
I mean, I think that would feel a little bit overwhelming. To
Yeah,
me.
I know it would.
But but I would
That's
be
funny.
like, no, excuse me, that's my girlfriend.
Excuse me, that's my lover.
Yeah.
So, excuse me, that's my wife. Okay, excuse me,
Guys,
Frank. Don't.
thank you.
You were just bathing
her.
each other,
You
and now
better
you're
get her.
fighting. They're crazy. Anyways, that's my coming out story. A shorter version exists on my personal YouTube channel if you would like to watch it. I've fallen off the wagon over there, but I try to make videos every week or at this point every month.
We're doing what we can.
We're doing what we can. When you work a full-time job, you just do what you can, you know? And this is just for funsies, so.
Full-time job and
But next week we're doing another call-in episode. Assuming we're going to ask our friends if they're down. So assuming enough of our friends are available, we will be doing another call-in. And I'm going to try to come with the graphics that we talked about from the first call episode, which was
yeah.
Which Lip Do You Kiss? So, basically we just call our friends and we ask them all the same question just to kind of see where everybody stands. And we're not going to tell you what the episode's about because I think it's funny. And it will
Oh,
be
yeah.
I think it'll be funnier to be a surprise. And I don't think we're going to tell our friends what the topic is either because we want to catch them off guard with it.
yeah, I don't think we need to tell them.
Yeah. It's funnier that way because we get real raw
And then if
reactions.
they're like, I don't want to answer that on live internet stream,
then we'll just
then
hang
we'll just
up.
be like, okay, bye.
Bye.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I respect your boundary.
You know what I wish, Franker? That you would stop chewing
All
on
right,
that
so,
cord.
Good night.
So, yeah. So, good night. Sleep tight. Both of us are gay. Now you know how we became gay.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a crazy sound.
That was him like shaking his,
His
head.
ears.
Yeah.
That was his ears.
Little
Um,
floppy.
But yeah, we'll see you next week around 8. And we'll do this thing again. But it will be a very silly, I feel,
Yeah.
very silly episode.
Definitely.
And I'm going to figure out how to connect phones to this thing so that people can hear the calls better.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm pretty sure that that's what the phone one's for. So
Hell yeah.
we're stepping up our... That was so cute.
That was.
Her little paw was like... But okay. Thanks for watching The Gab. anything else to close us out as I bring in our outro music?
No, these cats are insane.
They're literally being crazy.
So bad. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Peace out.
Have a great Thursday night, everyone.